Medicaid could see some major budget cuts in a proposed resolution. Find out how likely it is to pass.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is opening up to minerals trade with the U.S.
And an update on the prescribed burns here in Denton. Find out how they went and why they happened, right here on ntTV News at noon.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at noon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining ntTV News at noon. I'm Amanda Villatoro.
And I'm Katie Muncie.
Last night, a West Texan child died from the most recent measles outbreak, marking the first death of this epidemic.
The child died in a children's hospital in Lubbock, where officials confirmed the child was not vaccinated. Measles is a respiratory disease that is highly contagious.
The outbreak has now spread through 5 counties in rural West Texas, rising to 124 confirmed cases of the measles. It began last month and is the first outbreak in almost 10 years.
Cases are seen mostly with people under 18 and in the Mennonite community due to large rates of people not being vaccinated, according to state health spokesperson Laura Anton.
Medicaid recipients might see changes in the aid they receive after a budget framework was introduced in the House of Senate last night. The key item on that framework called to reduce $880 billion from energy programs and Medicaid, the federal program that provides health insurance to low-income citizens. Republicans who introduced the bill say this won't affect Medicare that provides insurance to senior citizens. Arguments from both Democrats and Republicans are expected to lead to a fierce battle of the bill. Democrats say this reduction will result in kids being left uninsured and seniors in nursing homes suffering from limited resources. On the other side, Republicans say the Medicaid program is often abused by fraud cases.
Last week, the Texas House filed a bill that allows parents to use state funds to pay for private school tuition, differing from what the Senate passed earlier this month. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and House Speaker Dustin Burrows have said that they want to pass the legislation, but it's currently unclear which plan will pass. The plan that the Senate passed sets aside $10,000 for each eligible student and $11,000 for students with disabilities. Critics say the extra $1,000 is not enough to provide services to students with disabilities, and that it would be harder for families who can't afford private school to take part in the program if they have a child with certain conditions. The House version includes up to $30,000 for children with disabilities, depending on the child's needs. Other eligible students would get 85% of the average amount of state and local funding, which is roughly $10,000. The plan would cost the state $1 billion, but could change based on the price of each voucher and how students with disabilities will be prioritized.
I am so thrilled with the weather we've been having this week, Katie. I stepped outside today in a t-shirt and shorts for the first time in months.
I am right there with you, Amanda. I was so happy to step outside in something other than a coat for once. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Shelby Wright, to see if maybe this weather will last through the weekend. Shelby?
Thank you, guys. Look at our current conditions today. We're sitting with some pretty sunny skies at 71 degrees with 14-mile-per-hour winds, which is a pretty good day after the cold we had last week. Going into tonight's conditions, we're going to be looking at some pretty cloudy skies with that temperature going down to 64 degrees. It's going to feel about 62 degrees with 15-mile-per-hour wind speeds, so that wind's going to kick up. Going into tomorrow, however, we're going to be looking right back at some sunny skies with that temperature going to 63 degrees. It's going to feel like 62, and that wind speed's going to go back down to 12 miles per hour. Thank you, guys. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Shelby. A new HEB could potentially be coming to Argyle. However, it's facing rough competition from nearby cities. Jim Willis, who owns a 195-acre site at the southwest corner of I-35 West and Robson Ranch, has proposed a mixed-use project. While he never mentioned HEB by name, some speculate that the grocery store could be involved. Willis told reporters that he is currently in a race with Denton for a proposed grocery site across from Hunter Ranch and the Hillwood development known as Landmark. HEB spokesperson Mabry Jackson confirmed the grocer is looking at several properties across North Texas. A Baylor Scott White Medical Center is also proposed.
After 117 years of business, the iconic downtown Neiman Marcus location will be shutting its doors on March 31st. The department store received a notice from its landlord to terminate its occupancy, resulting in the proposed closure of the retailer. The spokesperson said the company is disappointed to lose a piece of Neiman Marcus history. Leaders from the city of Dallas met on Tuesday to discuss saving the department store. Jennifer Scripps, president and CEO of Downtown Dallas, described the meeting as planning a funeral and that the sudden closure seemed too premature. Another Neiman Marcus location will remain at Dallas North Park Mall, which has plans for a $1 million renovation.
Designers and crafters now must find a new go-to spot for their materials. Joann's, one of the top craft and fabric stores, is closing after being auctioned. The decision came after filing for bankruptcy twice last year. This year, over 800 locations will close their doors. Joann's was opened in 1943, and after 80 years, the fabric giant could not compete with online retailers, according to retail analysts. So, if you have a Joann's gift card, the last day that will be accepted is this Friday.
Denton is doing a little spring cleaning by finishing some prescribed fires.
A list of the best coffees in the world has been released, and you'll be shocked at who is number one.
Free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DebtQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DebtQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DebtQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.debtq.org to learn more. DebtQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
And you can almost be tricked into thinking that there's a happy ending here. I think that's so powerful. It's a true story of Ruth Snyder. There's some kind of liberties in the story. The young woman is definitely more of a sympathetic character than the original Ruth Snyder.
I would say that it is a story about a woman breaking out of the box she has been put in by society.
It is a story about societal pressures, and it's also a story about love and what drives somebody to sometimes do things that may seem awful.
I really like the soundscapes. I think that they add a nice layer to the show.
Be prepared for an incredibly immersive, anxiety-ridden experience.
How she sees the world and the way that she sees these different faces all the time. This is like how the machine rolls.
This week, the City of Denton Fire Department performed 2 prescribed burns to clear the way for wildflower season. The first burn was on Monday at the Denton Clear Creek National Heritage Center, and the second was yesterday at the Denton Parks and Rec North Lakes Park. As you can see, both burns went as planned. We can expect to see wildflowers blooming from the ashes in just a few months.
Reportedly, the U.S. and Ukraine are near closing a deal where the U.S. would help rebuild their country after Russia's invasion. After a long fight against Russia, Ukraine might see the light at the end of the tunnel if the U.S. extends its aid. Over the past few days, the U.S. and Ukraine have been discussing the possibility of the U.S. getting to access to rare earth minerals in Ukraine. In exchange, the U.S. would help to put a stop to the Kremlin's invasion and provide Ukraine a fund for reconstruction. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to visit Washington, D.C. soon, on the premise of him saying his country will not repay the money received from the Biden administration. Extended details about the tentative deal have not yet been released, and the White House also hasn't confirmed the agreement.
President Trump claims that it will cost $5 million for wealthy foreigners to have the right to live and work in the U.S. He claims the so-called gold card will also offer a path to citizenship.
You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful.
I'm thinking I might have a little picnic outside this weekend to take full advantage of the warmer days. With this bipolar Texas weather, who knows what next week will look like?
That sounds like so much fun, Amanda. With spring break right around the corner, I'm hoping this weather is here to stay. Let's bring it back over to our weather anchor, Shelby Wright, who hopefully has some good news for us. Shelby?
Look at our local map. Thank you, guys. Look at our local map today. We're looking at some pretty stable temperatures across the way. Up here in Paris is where we're looking at the coldest temps at 66. And as we go towards the Metroplex, we're seeing those temperatures slowly start to rise. Denton is sitting at about the highest at 71 degrees. And then going down out of the Metroplex, we're going south, we're seeing Stevensville at 73 and Graham sitting with Denton at 71. Look at our state map. We're looking at some pretty stable temperatures still, with Amarillo at 53 being the lowest up there. Up north, we're looking at Oklahoma City as well, who's at 62, going down towards the Metroplex once again. We're looking at Denton at 71, and then we're going all the way down to Houston and Austin, which are heating up a little bit, with Houston sitting at our highest at 73. Out here in El Paso, we're looking at about the same temperatures at 71. Going into our 7-day week forecast, we're looking at some pretty sunny skies this week, with later into this weekend, we're going to see some partly cloudy skies on Thursday, with that also being the day our temperature is going to drop the lowest to 38. However, those temperatures are still going to stay stable, rising up to almost 80 going this weekend. And then going into next week, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, with those temperatures once again staying at about the early 70s. And then going into Tuesday, however, we are seeing a 50% chance of rain. Thank you, guys. So if you're looking to go out this week, I would recommend wearing a t-shirt and some shorts and going and getting some activities. Thank you, guys. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Shelby. Well, now that we made it out of the freeze, we can warm up to some new activities on campus. Our Eye of the Eagle reporter, Katie Brackens, has the details. Katie?
Thank you, guys. With Valentine's Day just passing, UNT made sure that everyone can feel the love in the air. The university held many events to celebrate this holiday. I was able to attend one of the events where you can make your own paper flower bouquets. Let's take a look.
Events are fun. They're a nice way to relieve stress in between classes or in the middle of the week, and then prepare you for the holidays, which is cool.
Are you making
Cool, it's fun, and it's a good way to get into the spirit of the holiday. Like that we can make whichever flowers we wanted, and the colors of the papers were nice.
There's a lot of events coming up here at UNT. You can find these events on calendar.unt.edu or look for flyers around campus, so keep an eye out. That's all I have for Eye of the Eagle. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Katie. Coffee lovers must catch a flight to Australia ASAP. It was announced at the world's 100 Coffee Shop Gala that Toby's Estate Coffee Roasters was voted to be #1 around the world by experts. And the public Australia can also be found throughout the list in countless other spots, holding in number 4 and 8 spots. The factors of the rankings were quality, service, and sustainability. But if Australia is too far, then take a look at Ong's Coffee Lab in Arkansas, which came runner-up.
Artists united at the UNT Union to create some unique art with water and paper. Get an inside look coming up.
And as the Denton community continues to get bigger, see who just moved into the square.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3. Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indie.
Here at KNTU, we have 2 traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
Last weekend, I had the chance to visit the newest pickleball facility in Denton called the Pickler. Let's check it out.
Pickleball facility called the Pickler just opened in Denton. Featuring modern amenities, pro-level courts, and exciting tournaments, it's the ultimate destination for players of all skill levels.
I specifically love pickleball because it's a place where I can go. People can count on me, I can count on them. I think that's the biggest thing for pickleball. People come and it's more than just 11 points on the court. It's a lot bigger than that. It's community.
I think the thing that sets the Pickler apart from other facilities is just the amenities. Like everything here is super, super high end. We've got the best ball machines, we have the best courts, we have the best lighting, we have the best everything in my opinion.
Even though the Pickler just opened up last weekend, they are already experiencing so much success with people coming from all over to enjoy their amenities, open court sessions, and community spaces.
But the people are really great. The staff is wonderful, and I didn't really know much about pickleball or anything, but then when I called them to talk about it, they were just like, oh sure, come on down, you can learn, and it was pretty inviting, laid-back atmosphere.
We have leagues, we have clinics for people to work on specific shots. We have juniors here too. We're eventually gonna have a juniors academy. I mean, there's just so many things we offer, and that package of stuff is just gonna expand as we continue to grow.
Whether you're a seasoned player or just picking up a paddle, the Pickler in Denton is the perfect place to play. With ntTV News, I'm Amanda Villatoro.
The Pickler Denton is now offering a special college promotion where you can play for only $7 every day from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. as long as you bring your college ID. So grab your friends and get down to the Pickler Denton today.
After heated pickleball battles, you can wind down with elixirs and potions in Denton's newest bar.
Denton seems to be keeping their Halloween town reputation alive. Our reporter Jay Lathan has more. Jay, what's brewing in the square?
That's right, guys. The claims are true. The future of the square looks wicked as the newest cocktail bar, the Hemlock Fox, opened this past weekend. Advertised as Texas's only witch bar, the owners hope to become a new third place in the Denton community. Located on Austin Street, their grand opening featured an extensive menu of mocktails as the venue works on obtaining their state alcohol license. The non-alcoholic beverages will stay as the cocktails are incorporated into the menu, maintaining the owner's wishes for a sober, inclusive environment. Paired with art, movie nights, and workshops, you can get in the spirit while enjoying a spirit. The Hemlock Fox is open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jay. With a lot going on at school, it can be easy to stress out and forget to have some fun. Luckily, our segment anchor, Jessica Qualley, has just the right thing to bring out the inner child in everyone. Jessica?
Thanks, guys. If you're looking for a fun project to do with friends as this spring weather comes in, the Union Arts Center offers something for everyone. Let's take a look.
Recently, I got the chance to check out the Union Arts Center and see a little bit of a craft called paper marbling.
Today we are hosting paper marbling, which is super fun and pretty easy to do for everyone. Basically, you're gonna get some ink and make drops in a water bath and move it around, make some pretty patterns, and then dip your paper in and you come out with a nice marbled piece of paper.
While I think my project turned out pretty good, it definitely wouldn't be where it is without the kind staff to help me out.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do here with the UAC is basically give all students on campus, not just CVAT and art students, the opportunity to try out different forms of art that they might not have otherwise thought to do or had the chance to.
The UAC can be an amazing outlet to de-stress, have some fun with friends, and even have a little art project to take home after.
My favorite part about these workshops and activities that we do is getting to see students like branch out and do something that maybe they wouldn't do on their own. I love seeing people try something new and be like surprised at their own abilities.
While I certainly had fun trying something new, the Union Arts Center has something for everyone every single day of the week.
Yes, we are open 5 days a week. On Monday to Thursdays, we're open from 11 to 8, and on Fridays, we're open 11 to 4. And our Instagram is UNT_@UnionArts. And this is where we have all of our upcoming events.
Make sure to check out UAC's Instagram to get the inside scoop on what's coming up and what to look forward to. I'm Jessica Qualley, reporting for North Texas Television. Everyone is guaranteed to have a good time and come out with some pretty unique artwork. I know I will be there soon, and be sure to check out their calendar and see what you might be interested in coming up. That's all I have for Spring Scoop. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jessica. Egg prices continue to skyrocket across the country. In response to the rise, more people have decided to start raising chickens to create their own egg supply. CNN's Gabriella Vidal reports.
It's not the sounds of roosters crowing that are raising alarm bells for animal sanctuaries like Jewel Johnson's here in Benton.
One turned out to be a rooster.
The same call over and over and over again.
I did get 2 roosters. I live in Denver, and I'm not supposed to have them.
Calls and emails like this.
Unfortunately, I got a rooster within my last batch. Unfortunately, I can't keep him inside the city limits.
From people who've taken to breeding backyard chickens in the wake of egg prices going up.
We can't keep up.
Johnson says while people may purchase chicks with the intention of using them to raise eggs, sometimes you'll get 20 to 50% of them turning out to be roosters like this one, which can cause problems for sanctuaries like hers.
Most of us sanctuaries are completely full.
Johnson says people may not know for at least 4 months if their batch of chicks will turn out to be male. Even if they do receive females, the process of raising them for eggs at home can be expensive.
You got to get the starter, you got to get the heat lamps, you have all of that stuff. You got to figure out where you're going to keep them. And then you have to move them outside. And outside you have to have a chicken coop that's going to be good for them.
While they're bred to lay a lot of eggs, hens will eventually stop producing them and need a lot of medical care.
I would try an alternative. I would remove yourself completely from the system and try making some different plant-based meals without eggs.
Johnson worries as more people turn to raising backyard chickens and places like hers can't take more roosters in.
Can you believe they dumped them?
Birds like these could continue to be at risk.
When there's an overpopulation of any kind of pet, I mean, the answer comes down to euthanasia. And I think that price is way higher than a carton of eggs.
Everyone has been anticipating the Lakers versus the Mavericks game since the NBA trade, and it did not disappoint. Did you watch the game last night, Katie?
I did not, but I know who did. Our sports anchor, Adam C. He'll fill you in on all the details. Adam?
Thanks, guys. Luka Doncic faced off against his former team last night, and the American Conference has a new record for women's swimming. I have it all for you after this.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounce checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break.
No.
Are you tired of seeing the same old city? You want to learn something and go overseas? Then study abroad with one of many UNT Study Abroad programs. You can find a Study Abroad office right here at Markey Hall, room 145.
My study abroad program left on me a great impression. We have a lot of different programs and it varies. We have faculty-led, affiliate, and exchange programs. When you're ready to leave for your study abroad program from UNT, you're going to go through pre-departure orientation and modules so that you are prepared.
The power to turn the world into your classroom is right here at UNT with our study abroad programs. Take flight and take in charge of your education.
Last night, Luka Doncic played his first game against the Dallas Mavericks since he was traded earlier this month, and it's safe to say that he got his revenge. Not only did he guide the Lakers to a 107-99 victory, but he notched a triple-double, tallying 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists against his former team. After the game, Luka embraced every one of his former teammates and assistant coaches except for Jason Kidd. And with this loss, the Mavericks have fallen to the 9th seed in the Western Conference. Now let's skate on over to Columbus, where the Dallas Stars faced off against the Columbus Blue Jackets in a Wild West shootout of a game. Within 30 seconds, the Blue Jackets' Kirill Marchenko lit the lamp off a rebound to put Columbus up 1-0. The Stars would fire back, but they'd quickly find themselves down 4-1 at the halfway point of the contest. They would attempt to come back, closing the deficit down to 1, but center Adam Fantilli would score an empty netter to ice the game at 6-4. And last week, the American Conference had their women's swimming and diving tournament for 2025. I got a chance to experience the third day of the competition, where I got to see history unfold. Let's take a look. This past week, the American Conference held their 2025 swimming and diving tournament. On Friday morning, the swimming prelims were filled with action. In the 400-yard individual medley, Florida International's Nicole Frank qualified for the finals with ease, where she would go on to win first place in the event. Last up was the 100-yard breaststroke. East Carolina senior Kaylee Hamblin would win the prelims with a time of 59.7 seconds. However, in the finals, Florida International's Emma Becker would shock the system, setting an American Conference record for the event at 59.02 seconds. For ntTV News, I'm Adam C. That's all I have for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Adam. Katie, have you ever seen a runaway cow?
No, but I expect it would be utter chaos.
Well, yesterday, a cow in Las Vegas was caught on the move, and he was moving all right. With sightings of his whereabouts lasting for days, this journey ended when he was finally collared by the Nevada Department of Transportation.
That cow is so cute. I am so glad that he is home safe and sound.
Yes, we are so happy about that. But wouldn't it be so fun to have a cow in the studio?
Oh, I agree. Maybe you'll see baby cows next week,
Maybe.
Wednesday at noon. Until then, thanks for watching ntTV News at noon. I'm Katie Muncie.
And I'm Amanda Villatorio. Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.